Primary power offline. Hyperdrive offline. Multiple hull breaches detected. Proximity alert.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Just Think or What If LEGO video. A video where I create set ideas for a theme that LEGO has not done before, or a sub-theme for a line that they currently have out and are working on. Today I'll be talking about what if LEGO Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2 The Sith Lords. There are multiple types of sets I'm going to be going over that I made ideas for, 27 of them to be exact. So before I get to the descriptions of these sets, let's go over the types that I decided to use as a template for these ideas. So without further ado, let's get started with the very first set idea for Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
This is Serico territory. Get out of here before we space you. Got it? That's a laugh. Look, blow out of here like space dust, or you'll be a new stain on the cargo hold.
The Serico Thug Battle Pack, the Serico Gain. They were very interesting in the game. They were bullies to the refugees on Nar Shaddaa. They had to be dealt with. This is going to come with 4 minifigures and 2 builds. 2 of the minifigures would have printing on their torso to signify some sort of silver armoring. They would also have different face printing, different hair pieces, and preferably different blasters or uses of the different blasters, all that kind of stuff. The third minifigure would be seen as some sort of mechanic, rugged, dirty, having a wrench and a tool bag. The final minifigure would be designed to be a speeder pilot. Moving on to the builds, there would be a cargo crate platform with 3 or 4 crates. This would help keep supplies for the mechanic, maybe keep extra weapons and credits for the soldiers. And then the final build would be a speeder for the pilot. The Serico Thug Battle Pack. Please let me know, guys, what your favorite what if set in this list is. Make sure you hit that like button, because I would very much appreciate it. Moving on to the next battle pack here for $15, the classic battle packs that they used to come out with.
Something is wrong. I sense no one on board.
You sense no one on board? Sense any assassin droids creeping up behind us like last time?
Everyone here has been slain, yet there are few signs of battle. No carbon scoring, no blaster fire. This place has been hit by assassins of a different sort.
Then what are we doing on this ship? We were better off in the facility. You two are supposed to be Jedi? You two are the worst Jedi I've ever met.
The Sith Assassin Battle Pack. 4 minifigures, 1 build. All 4 figures would be the Sith Assassins with a weapon built to look like a double-bladed sword. The build would be a cool looking speeder like the one in the Shadow Troopers Battle Pack. I know they don't have speeders in the game, but KOTOR 2 is one of those games that they don't have a lot of the land vehicles for all of like the people you fight. And also, I really like the design of that one speeder. So, yeah, that is a Sith Assassin Battle Pack. Moving on to the $20 Battle Pack. we have the Exchange Troopers Battle Pack. 4 figures, 2 builds. The 4 figures will consist of a Mercenary, a Gamorrean, and 2 Ubis Hunters. The building of this set would instruct you to build a training sparring dummy, along with having a weapons rack and a storage platform. The storage would be for weapons, munitions, maybe have a crate. And the sparring dummy wouldn't just be a pitiful little thing, maybe even having 2 of them, since it's a $20 pack. The idea around this battle pack would be that it is within the exchange base on Nar Shaddaa, under the Jektar, and that is where they're just chilling, they're training, checking their weapons, all that good stuff. Moving on to the next one, we have the pods, and I have one pod idea because I'm not particularly fond of the battle pack pods. But without further ado, we have the Telos Security Force. 3 minifigures, along with a few builds. We got a command desk, a weapons rack, and a couple of crates. The 3 minifigures would be 2 TSF guards and 1 TSF officer. Moving on to the $25 battle pack, the 6-figure one, or now I guess would be $30 for 6 figures. We have something that would be really cool. I'm very surprised I came up with this.
A question I pose to you, traveler. Do you wish to buy one of the most elusive of all Jedi artifacts? A powerful Jedi holocron.
That is the Dantooine Scavengers. So 6 figures, 3 normal looking scavengers with tools and backpacks, a female scavenger with armor and a blaster, 2 Mandalorians with blasters. So those are your 6 minifigures there. They're all on Dantooine, they're all causing havoc for each other, they all want the same thing. But there's some obstacles, like leg ricks. 2 buildable leg ricks. There was also be a swoop bike, some ruins of the fountain of the Jedi Enclave, and then some storage crates. This game is all about crates and canisters and packs and all that stuff. You gotta have it in every single set.
Did you come here for answers? There are none. The call of Korriban is strong, but it is the call of the dead. It is fitting you came here. I have studied you and found nothing but weakness. Yet still she clutches at you, as if you are all that gives her life.
Moving on to the duel set, we have the Duel of Korriban. 2 minifigures. This is where I'm going to pause right here. So, it's really hard to try to create set ideas for a game or for a theme where you play as a certain character the entirety of this theme. So I promise I will not have the exile in every single set, but I just want to let you know that I did try. So the Duel of Korriban, 2 figures, Darth Sion and the Exile. The building could be a statue of a Sith Lord from the Valley of the Dark Lords. So it's a ruined statue, maybe some rocky designs and builds. But the main thing, of course, with these dual sets is the minifigures for $20. So Darth Sion and the Exile. Alright, move on to the $25 set. This would be very exciting. It is going to be the Basilisk War Droid. 3 minifigures. We have Kreia, Mandalore, and an Onderon soldier. Kreia would have a hilt piece with a green blade. Mandalore would need a new helmet mold and would have a build to resemble a heavy blaster. The soldier would just have a regular blaster, and the build of the set would be a Basilisk War Droid based on the scene in the game where you ride down to Onderon on the droid. You could argue and do the other model for a Basilisk War Droid, but you probably want to keep it as close to the game as possible. Alright, moving on to our $30 set. We have Valley of the Dark Lords. There are 2 figures with this set, the Exile and the Disciple, and there would also be a molded Hissus. You will build an entrance to a tomb and also have a smaller build with a skeleton to signify one of the corpses that you can loot. So on Korriban, you can loot a corpse in the Valley of the Dark Lords. And when you do this, it attracts the Hissus, which is a creature that can go invisible. You can see like a little bit of like a heat wave pattern, and then when they walk up, they have to fight them. But sometimes the loot's worth it, sometimes it's not. Depends on what you get during that playthrough. But yeah, Valley of the Dark Lords comes with the Exile, comes with the Disciple. The really exciting thing about this would be the molded Hissus. And then also more design for the Valley of the Dark Lords. Alright, so moving on to the $35 to $50 price range sets. I have 3 ideas for this. The first one is for $45. The Sith Starfighter. This one with 3 minifigures, a Sith Pilot, a Sith Trooper, and a Sith War Droid. See, the most exciting one about this would probably be the Sith War Droid for me. The Sith Trooper would be also really cool to get that Sith Trooper design in Lego form. And the Sith Pilot would probably just be the same as the Trooper, but like a different color or different designs. But that is the Sith Starfighter. Moving on to the next one, also for $45, we have Kinrath Cave. 4 minifigures. We have Master Vrook, a Pirate, Bayodur, and T3. Includes 4 buildable Kinrath, a prison cell for Vrook. The larger build would consist to make it look like the pirate's base, which this is very, very achievable. If you guys remember in 2013, I believe it was, there was the Duel on Geonosis set. It came with 4 minifigures, and that Geonosis set actually was really good height, and it was really good, and you could do that with this set as well. It would also have some crates, like I said, for storage. In this game, it's all about crates and vases and bags and stuff. But also, it would be really cool if the pirate had a printed flat stud piece to signify the Kinrath gland, so that they were able to walk through without the Kinraths noticing them. We go to the last set idea for this price range, also for $45. We have Echani Place. 4 figures. We have the Exile, Atris, Handmaiden Companion, and a regular Handmaiden Servant. The building would include the training area, a sleeping quarter, and Atris' secret vault. You could also have Atris there, maybe with the Exile's lightsaber, and I would also want to see multiple Sith holocrons in the vault as well. Moving on to the next price range of sets, the $60 to $80 sets. I have a couple of ideas here as well. Going for the first one for $70, I have the Onderon Cantina. This comes with 6 minifigures, which would include Dagon, a bartender, Nico, which is a Pazak player, Mandalore, HK-47, and Atten. The build will be of the Cantina on Onderon, and will include a table area for a meeting with Dagon, a table area to play Pazak, and a door that opens and closes, kind of like the Jabba's Palace from 2012. You had that door that can open, you could leave it open and close it. There would also be a drink stand behind the bar for the bartender to keep bottles at. So just some extra design in there, make the bar look a little bit better, put some work into it, all that good stuff, make it all mesh and flow together. Make a pretty good overall set, especially if we had printed Pazak card pieces, so the flat rectangular pieces for minifigure to hold to be Pazak cards. That would be really cool as well. We go to the next idea for this price range. Is an $80 set called the Jek Tar. 7 minifigures, Visquis, which is Squid Face, Mira, Hanhar, the Exile, Master Zez Kael, and 2 Ubis Bounty Hunters. The build will contain a portion of the private lounge, but also include parts of the base underneath. How this set would work would be modular with those more heavier duty Technic pieces, the Technic rods. And so you would build on top of the pieces where the Technic rods can connect. So you can change the layout and buy more of these to expand the lounge as much as you want, expand the base underneath the lounge as much as you want, and that'll be the purpose of the set because of how big the Jek Tar is in the game. And that is the Jek Tar. Move on to the $90 set ideas. There are 2 of them here. The first one is going to be Mandalorian Camp. 8 minifigures. We have Mandalore, Kreia, Bayoder with remote, Visas, a Mandalorian named Kex, and 3 other Mandalorian soldiers. So Kex is the Mandalorian merchant at the camp on Duxon. So the build will include Mandalore's Starfighter, the fighting area, a couple of Clan Ordo banners, the full command center, Kex's shop, and a couple of campfires as well. Overall, a pretty good Mandalorian camp. I think it would be very exciting to see all the Mandalorians in Lego like that, and also the Clan Ordo banners would be really cool to see, especially printed, preferably printed and not stickers. And that is Mandalorian Camp. We went to the next $90 set. This one was fun figuring up ideas for. This is Paragus Facility. 8 minifigures. We have the Exile, Aten, Kreia, T3, HK50, Darth Scion, and 2 Sith Assassins. It will also include 2 buildable mining droids and 1 buildable Mark II mining droid. The build would be reminiscent to the Rathtar Escape, having 2 levels. One top area will be the main area with the main computer. There will also be a smaller area for a prison cell, and also another area for a morgue and a Kolto tank. The lower level would have a larger pillar and a place for mining droids to be around it. Then we'll also have an entrance to a pipe to put T3 in, and then that entrance will be guarded by the Mark II mining droid, if you go back to the story of the set. Yeah, so that is the Paragus Facility. And again, it does come with HK50, Darth Scion, and 2 Sith Assassins, as you have the Exile, Aten, Kreia, and T3. Move on to the $100 set. This one, I looked at current LEGO sets that are out to figure out ideas for all of these, and this one hit me. And so this is Voga's throne room, very similar to Boba Fett's throne room. So 8 figures. We have Voga, we have Voga's assistant, 2 Gamorrean guards, the Exile, Handmaiden, and 2 Calf Hounds. This set would be very similar to, like I said, Boba Fett's throne room, but would be set up to look like Voga's sleeping place. So the main little area where Boba Fett's throne would be where Voga's sleeping place is. There would be the 2 spots for his calf hounds. The food or watering bowl would also be there. We would get an entrance to the throne room, as well as an area for Voga's personal storage or personal collection and all that kind of stuff. So the guards would be guarding his personal stuff. Voga's assistant would be by Voga, of course. His calf hounds also by Voga. Voga's asleep. The Exile and Handmaiden are there, just like how it is as one of the options in the game. So $100 set, Voga's throne room. I think it would be really cool to also see more huts that aren't Jabba. Like, don't get me wrong, they need to make Jabba the Hutt again, but it would be really cool to get other huts as well. Moving on to the classic $120 sets that LEGO used to create for every summer. The first one, we have Kunda Defenses. 8 minifigures. which include Administrator Tarina Adair, Captain Zeron, 3 mercenaries, HK-47, Disciple, and the Exile. The building would be of the Kunda complex and will be able to fold open. There would also be a turret tower that can be detached like modularly, like with the tech pins that LEGO has done before, so you can rearrange. The reason why this is because it can be used as defense against the coming mercenaries, or shall be changed to open fire on Kunda. Just like in the game, you can choose to help defend Kunda or betray Kunda. So that would be really cool. It would also be really cool to get some of those other characters like the Administrator Adair and Captain Zeron. Moving on to the next $120 set, we have Greater Storm Beast, 7 minifigures. We have the Exile, Hanhar, Mira. Remote is listed as its own minifigure, but it doesn't really have to be. And then 3 molded Storm Beasts. The building of this will consist of the Greater Storm Beast and the large gate that blocks the Exile into the area on Malachor 5. So we can build like 2 large gates or just 1 large gate, but the main focus of the set is to build that Greater Storm Beast, which I think would be a phenomenal build. Moving on to our $140 set, we have Jedi Enclave of Dantooine. We have 8 minifigures with this set idea here. We have the Exile, Kreia, Master Kavar, Master Zez Kael, Master Vrook, Disciple, and 2 Kathhounds. This set would have you build the fountain and the meeting area for the Masters and the surrounding area, so that kind of like encompass that meeting area in the walls. There would also be an entrance to the Enclave, as well as 2 buildable leg ricks. So we'd have 2 Kathhounds, 2 buildable leg ricks, and then all those Jedi Masters, Kreia, the Exile, and the Disciple there as well. It would also include new translucent pieces to signify the Drain Force effect. So if you ever want to set up like a diorama, you could set up as the Masters drain you of your force, or as Kreia decides to jump in and basically kill them. So there's that. Moving on to the $160 set, I actually came up with 2 ideas for this set right here. We have the Ebon Hawk. 9 figures with Visas, Atten, Bayodur with remote, T3, 3 Trandoshan soldiers who are going to represent the Red Eclipse, a Toydarian who represents the owner of the landing pad, and a Solistan who is supposed to represent the blind Solistan in the droid shop on Nar Shaddaa. The set will be of the Ebon Hawk. It's the main ship of the game. Yeah, the interior is what it is. You can put people in the cockpit. You have people in that main area, and the dormitories. Maybe the garage can open up as well. Moving on to the next $160 set, we have Godo's flagship. There's going to be 10 minifigures with this set. We have Godo, the Exile, a Gand Hunter, 2 HK-50s, Mira, Hanhar, the Twin Sons, which are the 2 female Twi'lek hunters, and a Duro Hunter. The set will be of Godo's flagship as shown in the game. There will be the main meeting area and a special piece to show the hologram of Godo. There will be a prison room for the Exile as well. Maybe a little spot for the hallways for the certain part after you do the Godo thing and you have mines, and then the Gand and the Twin Sons and all that kind of stuff. Alright, moving on to the more miscellaneous type sets, but before I get there, out of all of these sets, which one has been your favorite so far? And out of all the companions in KOTOR 2, which one would you love to see a legitimate, official LEGO minifigure of? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, moving on to the diorama sets. I can only figure out one idea for this set. I'll probably get some hate for it, but it's okay. I thought of Visis's Meditation Chamber. This will have one minifigure, which is Visis. And this is a set that's legitimately made for display or to keep sealed.
Past the surface, there is the Force. Where once there was a world that was strong in the Force, now there is a barren wasteland. It's okay. It's gonna be. It has taken time for me to return here. I lost my way, but I've been stronger for the journey. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna stop. What happens now shall not be done out of hate or revenge, but for the sake of all life. And I ask you finally to forgive me. This body is a prison no longer.
Moving on to the next kind of set, we have the helmet and bust sets. So the first one that I thought of immediately is the Triumvirate. This would include the instructions and pieces to build all three Darth Treya, Darth Sion, and Darth Nihilus. It would probably be like a $200 thing right there. The other idea for a bust is HK-47, and the other idea for a helmet is a Sith Trooper. When it comes to the brick buildable character set, the only thing I could really think of is Godo, and you have the figure of Godo. Bionicle buildable characters. There are three ideas for these. The first one is Darth Nihilus, the second is Mandalore, and the final is the Exile. There is a combo Bionicle character set that I thought about too. It was more like along the lines of versus. It would be cool to see an HK-47 versus HK-50 Bionicle character set. Now with the brick heads. So the first single brick head that I thought about is a create your own Exile. You know, wielding a lightsaber, two lightsabers, a double bladed, a sword, two swords, dual wield weapon, one blaster pistol, two pistols, just a blaster rifle, a heavy repeater. You're going unarmed combat. What are you doing? Design it how you want. I feel like that would be really, really cool to have a create your own Exile brickheads. The next brickhead is Mira, and the final one is Atten. For combo brickhead sets, again, it's the Triumvirate. Having all three of them, Treya, Nihilus, and Sion, would be amazing. Microfighters. There are three ideas of microfighters here. We have the Ebon Hawk, which the figure would be Atten. The Harbinger, which the figure would be a Republic soldier. And a Basilisk war droid, and the figure would be a Mandalorian. A combo microfighter versus set, I was thinking of something a little bit odd, but the Sith Starfighter versus Citadel Station microfighter set. The figures would be a Sith soldier for the Starfighter and a TSF soldier or guard for the Citadel Station. It would be very difficult to do this game and not make a planet series set for every planet you visit in this game, except I did not do one for every planet because I didn't do ducks in, but that is okay, forgive me. For the first planet we have is Paragus for this planet series. The figure for Paragus is going to be Kutra. Are you dead yet? Oh, I love that. But Kutra from Paragus from the Holo Messages, the Holo Logs, the journals. The next planet series is going to be Telos, and the figure for that will be Chodo Habat. Next one is Dantooine, and the figure that will be a Kunda Militia. The next one will be Nar Shaddaa, and we get a refugee. I thought getting a refugee would be really cool. So they're one of the main people you see in Nar Shaddaa. Like more abundantly, you see a lot more refugees than anyone else. On Korriban, you would get Jedi Master Lana Vash. And on Onderon, you would get Queen Talia. And then finally, Malachor 5, you would get the Sith Acolyte. And since I didn't do Duxon, I guess what you would get on Duxon would... It would actually be really cool if you got a molded Cannock. Alright, we are at the Ultimate Collector Series set idea for KOTOR 2. We have the Ravager. Now again, UCSs are display, so they're not supposed to really open up and all that kind of stuff. So, this would come with 3 minifigures. It would be Darth Nihilus and 2 of his drained crew. I think it would be really awesome. Really awesome to have that. We go into the Master Collector series, which is more display and playability. I have 2 ideas here. This one is really good. Let me tell you. This is Telos Citadel Station. Yeah, the entire freaking station. It's have 24 figures. Start with a little bit of some organization with these figures. We have the Telos Security Force. So we have Lieutenant Gren and 4 TSF soldiers or guards. For the Ithorian compound, we have Chodo Habat, Maza, and an extra Ithorian. For the Zerka Corporation, we have Jana Lorso and her service droid. For the Exchange, we have Lopak Slusk, Luxa, and 2 Gamorreans. Then for other areas, we have a Devronian criminal, a Rhodian criminal, the Dobo brothers, which are 2 Duro merchants, the False Bot 2, a mercenary, and then 5 other mercenaries. You would have the cantina, you would have the apartments, some of the apartments, you would again have the TSF office, the Ithorian compound, Zerka, where the exchange is, all of that stuff. You would have the store where the Dobo brothers are, you would have hallways. It would be a really, really cool build. That is Telos Citadel Station Master Collector Series. Moving on to the final Master Collector Series idea, we have Treya's Academy. 24 figures as well. We have for the Exile, we have Darth Treya, Darth Sion, and Darth Nihilus. 6 Sith Acolytes, 4 Sith Masters, 6 Soldiers, and 4 Storm Beasts. Now the reason why Nihilus would be in this is because of the vision that you see when Nihilus and Sion betray Treya. And so with all of that, you would have that main little area there where that happens. You would have the place where you fight Treya. You would have the different rooms, the training area. You would have where you fight and encounter Sion and all that stuff. I think it, like you said, it would just be a really good set. Just like the Telos Citadel Station. It would be so good. So good. Alright, so that is your UCS, the Ravager, your 2 MCSs, Telos Citadel Station, and Treya's Academy for KOTOR 2, the Sith Lords. Now for the Advent Calendar. Why did I do an Advent Calendar? I don't know why I did an Advent Calendar, but we're going to go ahead and take care of it. 8 figures will come in this Advent Calendar. We have a Sith Soldier, a TSF Guard, a Duro Hunter, a Republic Soldier, a Spacesuit Exile. We would have a Sweater T3, a Jolly HK, and a Christmas Kreia. Whatever pops in your head for a Sweater T3, a Jolly HK, and a Christmas Kreia. Awesome. That's what it is. I try not to even visualize that, but it's funny as crap. 9 mini vehicles. We got the Ebon Hawk, the Ravager, Godo's flagship, a Sith Starfighter, the Harbinger, an Onderon starfighter, a Swoop Bike, a Basilisk Wardroid, and Mandalore starfighter. 7 mini scenic builds or other builds. We have Christmas Krea's lightsaber stand, a Kunda turret, a little crystal cave opening, a Sith Lord statue, a Kolto tank, an Ithorian plant, and a Pazak table with printed Pazak card pieces. That is your advent calendar. Now for May the 4th promo. I personally love polybag minifigures more than anything else, but I have 2 ideas for May the 4th promos. For the polybag minifigure, we have Kelborn. He is one of the Mandalorians on Duxon. He's in red, and he's having you help him track down all of the people who are on Duxon, all the soldiers and stuff. But if polybag minifigures aren't your thing and you like those buildable lightsabers instead, I thought Darth Treya's lightsaber hilt would be really cool to see as a promo. A gift with purchase, I guess you could say. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is What If LEGO Star Wars Knights of the Republic 2, The Sith Lords. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did creating it and also having to play through the game to get the footage for the video that you are watching currently. It was a blast. It was so much fun. Let me know, out of all of these, which one would you guys want to see become a reality? And also, of all the companions in KOTOR 2, which one would you love to see become a legitimate and official LEGO minifigure? For me, hands down, it's probably going to be HK-47. Let me know if you guys agree. If you have a different one, again, just let me know down below in the comments. Hope you guys hit that like button. Hope you guys are subscribed. Have the notification bell hit. I have nothing else to say but for you to have an awesome, God-blessed day.
Then finish this. Kill me. Strike me down. And at last, end this. You will not show me mercy. I will see you break